today with my day 3. Oh yes, like you've seen up there, I was diagnosed with cancer. Well, I just talk a little bit about my diagnosis. So this year was a very rough year for me, guys. I've been in and out of hospitals like crazy. When some of you, my fans, were telling me I'm pain, I should get out of the social media and get out. I'm depressed, I don't know what not. So this thing was already inside me, eating my body. Nobody knew about it. So I was in and out hospitals around 5 times. So the 6th time I went back to the hospital was now in late June, early July, when I just came from home burying my brother. So when I came back from home, when I was home, I was just okay. Things were just all right. I was there for the burial. We conducted everything. I finished my little 10 days vacation in Africa. Then I came back. Yeah, and I was just okay. So I traveled. I was okay. I got to Sweden. I was okay. I took my car, went to my workplace. I had to drive like 2 hours after landing, despite the jet lag. I kind of rested 5 hours. So when I went to my place, I was supposed to report to work the next day in the morning. So that night, around 2:30, when the devils are doing their things, they know themselves. Yeah, around 2:33, then a very queer chill start chilling my body from my legs, running up down my chest, and I was like, wow, what's this? I was just okay, travel okay, what's wrong with me? So that day I kind of thought that maybe I grabbed some malaria on the way, and I woke up, I went to work. It was my first day at work, new place of work, introduction. It went well. I was kind of a little bit worried what happened with me. I couldn't understand, but then again I was like, shit happens, probably malaria, it will go away. So day 2, the same thing happened around 2:30 in the night. Between 2:33, I started feeling the chills again, and I was like, wow, this must be God telling me to wake up and pray something is happening with me, or someone is busy doing what they do. So I get up, I prayed, I could not sleep. So the last wee hours of the morning, so I could sleep 1 hour, and I was supposed to go to work. So I wake up, went to work. That day was shivers all day. Thank God we had the sun. So I was like indoors. I could not, I could not sit indoors. I was in and out. Thank God my job is not very heavy those days sometimes. So that day was very cool. So I had time to go like chill. Okay. So apparently I was free the next day, so I decided to take my car and drive back home to Bosa where I stay and maybe get me some malaria pills. So I come home, I took malaria pills, hoping that it was malaria because I was really shivering. And after taking my malaria first dose, you take it that 3 doses, 1 in the morning, in the evening. So I started my evening, I did the morning. My fever was still going up. It was not going down. I was still shivering, and I was like, wow, what's going on? So I decided to wait a little bit, take another evening. I took my evening malaria pills. It's not working. The next day I started observing myself. So took my malaria in the morning. Actually, the day I came, I tested malaria, and I normally buy these things. So I did not have malaria, so I thought that maybe it's a fresh one, it's still not showing my blood, so let me just take it. So I kept on taking my tablets, it was not helping me. So around noon, now my chest started getting compromised, so I could not breathe, I was like breathing like I have some, the way the dogs go, and I was like, God, I was just okay. What have they done to me? What's going on, So I decided to go to the hospital. I could not walk actually. At this point, I was being held, to get up, I was being held up. I could not even walk. I was just totally compromised. So we managed to take me to the hospital. Baba Toto took me to the hospital. Of course, he has to be there for me. Yeah, he took me to the hospital. And when we got to the hospital, I had the shock of my life. I was very sick. I did not even know how sick I was. So they run all the tests, this is first world, they do everything. They run all the tests possible, name it, HIV, hepatitis, what not, all the infections in the world, they could run on me. And after doing all the tests, they took a lot of blood from me, so they came out that I was having a very high infection rate, which was like 448, almost 450. A normal human being is supposed to have a count of 0 to 5. Less than 5, you're okay. Maybe just a little bit inflammatory problem in the body, some muscles is paining or something. Then it's also allowed a range of 5 to 13. That is still normal. Now, when you start climbing 13, 14, 15, going up, there's something really cooking in your body. So, but at that point, they still will not, they will not give you medications. But when it keeps on going on 29, 30, now they start opting in for medications. But me, when I went to the hospital after only 3 days, when I came back from home, I had 450 bacteria in my blood. I had bacteria in the blood, I had bacteria in my kidneys, I had bacteria in my lungs, and I had bacteria in my lymphatic glands. So when they did this, apparently they had a new medicine that was under trials, and thank God this medicine worked on me. When it had worked on some other people, so they hoped that this could kill this bacteria at once. So they gave me a full dose. Now I was being given 2 different types of medicine 3 times a day. And the first one was the conk one that was supposed to kill this bacteria. So every day I was being, doing blood tests. I was in the hospital for 6 days. And still they could not know what was wrong with me. So they took me, because I had a compromised lungs, they took me for the test. They found that I had pneumonia. And upon that, they were just supposed to x-ray my lungs, because it was my lungs that was compromised. So the MRT took all the abdomen, the lungs plus the abdomen. So when they did that, they found what they call a normal find in my abdomen section. So they did not know what this was, because they were just, general doctors. So they took that, and now they remitted me to specialist, a big hospital, that is Uppsala University Hospital, and they consulted with they kind of were thinking it could be cancerish, but they're not so sure. So they sent this, remitted me to specialists, different specialists. They took cancer, they took rheumatology, the ones who deal with the blood and lead problems, bone problems. Yeah. So they remitted me to them. But when they remitted me, so these guys called me so fast, the cancer people, because they were almost sure that what they were seeing was a cancer picture, but they were not so sure what it was. So one day, I'm just working, I'm normal. Okay, I was just like, I'm feeling a little bit sickish, but I could work with it. I've been, doing this for years, because apparently this thing has been with me for over 2-3 years. I did not know, because I remember 3 years back, my eyes started swelling, and I thought it was my eye problems. I was talking to my eye doctor. He was like, no, it's just a normal, when people are growing, aging, when they sleep, they swell. They were just giving a lot of, vague answers. Sweden is one of the places you can die, by the way, if they don't get help immediately. Yeah, but they're also very good when they get you. Yeah. So these doctors were a little bit flamsy with me, I went to our Vård Central, we call it Vård Central. It's like a small community hospital, like a public health kind of place. Now they could remit me to, this ENT to check. The ENT don't know. I could ask them, don't you people think this could be cancerous or something? No, we don't think so. It's just some, inflammation. If you just go, just massage. It's probably your spit glands that is blocked with some stones. Just massage, the stones will come out. I'll be like massaging for years. Sometimes it swells, grows really big. I have those pictures that show you. Sometimes it swells, it goes. I'm like, what's wrong? What's going with me? Can these people find this thing? They still could not find it. So they came with a name that they probably would think I'm having something called the Progress syndrome. Syndrome is some Swedish kind of name. I know they come and look at me. I am African. I am most Swedish. There's no way I'm having a Swedish disease. Give me something I can relate to, okay? In my country, we don't have anything like Sjogren syndrome, okay? So give me something I know I can relate with. They could not give me. Anyway, I don't think you have it, but anyway, so what they want to do is operate my mouth, remove some cells, and go and test it and see if I have this Sjogren syndrome. And I was like, you are operating my mouth, removing cells, taking to, what do you call it, microscope. Excuse me, we are not doing this. Okay, so we stopped it there. They didn't know what to do now anymore. So now, back to the hospital. They found this abnormal field. They remitted me to specialists. The radiologists, they called me for an X-ray, and now we're doing it with the contrast. It's some medicine that goes, and they knew what they wanted. If it was cancer, they could go and pack around the cancer. So when they did this, they were now sure that I was having it. So me, when I went, they booked me. I went for the radiology. When I came back, now this doctor was telling me that we want to plan you in for medication. I was like, why? I think as far as I'm concerned, you people are supposed to do me a biopsy first and find out what it is. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't have cancer. I think I was in denial. It's not in my blood. We don't have it in my family. So there's no way I have cancer. How come I'm having cancer? It's just, no, I cannot accept. I just can't get it. So let's do the biopsy and find out what it is. So this doctor tells me that you have cancer. The only thing is that we don't know what type of cancer it is. So the biopsy you're going to do is going to help us to find out what cancer you have, so we can start treating you. And we want to treat you within a week's time. It's aggressive. We're going to have to go aggressive with it. And I was like, what? I went for the biopsy, guys. That day, I thought it was, just like, they'd give me some, some painkiller, inject me, and to just be okay. They gave me the painkiller, they cutted my stomach a little, in order to push a very long metal like this in it. So, the pain, just kill the pain around the cut, but not inside there. Hey, the biopsy was so painful. I've never cried like a baby. Guys, I cried. And they took time to give me painkiller. The painkiller was not coming. That was a worst nightmare for me, just the biopsy itself. I thought I could work the next day. I was forced to call my employer and say, hey, I am not coming to work. This is crazy. It was so crazy. I was home for 7 days, just, healing, because whatever they did, they were cutting a lot of, doing biopsy pieces where they got this cancer to find out what it is. All in all, answer came back, and I had a B cell form lymphoma. So it's like a B cell lymphoma. So this lymphoma is like, we have leukemia, we have the one that runs in the red blood cell, and we have the one that just runs in the lymphatic system. So my cancer is a very rare cancer, but they kind of say that it's easy to kill because it runs in the lymphatic system. It's everywhere in the body. It doesn't stick on your breast, on your, on your, what do you call it, on your, this different types of the body. It's like cervical cancer, things like that. No, I didn't have that, so I thank God I did not have it. But now I have, my cancer is just running in my body, in my lymphatic glands. It's just going everywhere, and, leaving the mother cancer itself is just walking around in my body, okay, in my lymphatic glands. So it was very aggressive, and it's very deadly if not treated. But I'm in Europe, so I'm positive. They've treated people before, so my case will not be very different unless it's something else. So they assured me they're going to treat me. They've done this before so many times. The people with this, they've cured them. They had a very good medicine for me, so I was very positive. But one thing I knew is that my case has never been different. As long as I know my life, there's always these alternative things, paranormal things happening around my life. I think if you watch my space very well, I've always talked about, these funny things happening, annual people, yeah, I've had a lot of shit problems with that too. So for me, being that we don't have cancer in my family, I told my doctor, okay, I believe in science, all right, but I also am religious and I believe in God. So before you go in and rush and start treating me like this, I'm not gonna do this right now. I think I want you to tell me how aggressive this is, because I want to take a break, connect with my spiritual side, and and adjust my brains that I'm actually having this, because this is a shock for me. 1 week is nothing for me, for you guys to just jump in and start treating me. So I need to adjust myself. I need to seek the face of God. I need to do so many things before I come down for this issue, because we all know cancer is cancer and it's aggressive and it can kill. So I'm gonna need my space. My doctors are good. We talked and they decided that they were gonna give me time. So they asked me, how long time do you want? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I told them, no, I want 5 weeks. Because I knew I had to go and seek the face of the Lord. I had to go home and personally talk to my mother. And, you know, she's too old. These are news that she cannot take by the phone. So I talked with them, and they kind of said, no, your case is a little bit, no, we can't allow you to take 5 weeks. So we're going to do that. Why don't we reduce it to 3? So I kind of, twisted their arms, because I needed time too, to adjust with myself. So I told them, I'm going to need this time for my psychological, to process this. I'm going to need, because right now it's just blah, it's a cloud in my head. So I convinced them, and I managed to get me some 4 weeks, okay? Then on the 5th week, I still pushed them on the 5th week, and that is when they started now. They're going to start treating me. So I took my time off. You guys were seeing me jumping, doing my things. I'm in the South Africa doing my things. I was very sick, by the way. I was really sick, even as much you see me having my fun. But come on, life is for the living. I was living. If I die, I die once, okay? So let me just have my fun. So I went to South Africa. I was living life there. I had my fun. I managed to get to seek the face of God in the Hallelujah Ministries International. Overseer Pastor Aflukao. I was there for Friday Kesh. I was there for Saturday. I was there Sunday. I was following the church, and just committing myself to God and like doing my prayers. And I was fasting before I left. I left from here direct to Joburg. I did not fly to Kenya first. I just did my Joburg trip and seek the face of the Lord, because that is what will take me down to Africa. And gets close to my God. I was fasting before I left for Africa, and I fasted until the Sunday. I fasted for 7 days. Then I opened my fast and I went to the church. The church was so powerful. I connected with the altar. It was so powerful, guys. If you've never been there, that's the church to visit. I've visited churches, but not one like this. You connect with the altar. The altar connects with you. If you really, know what you're doing there, you're seeking God, your God will show up. My God showed up on that day, and I knew my problems were solved. So I finished my trip. I went to Kenya. Of course, I have to go to Kenya, do my things. I have my investments and my people, my employees and everything. So I went to Africa, to Kenya, and to do my things. I was there. So when I came back, towards the end, when I was all coming back now, the cancer, just like they told me, it was very aggressive. And remember, it's very deadly. It's only that they couldn't tell me which stage I reached, whether it was 3, 4, but I was on the advanced stage, because there were big, lumps. Yeah. So towards the end there, my last days, now I really started swelling, Now I was clearly swollen, because I was under steroids that were helping me, but my doctor kind of cut them so that it's not good to take steroid. And they expected me to be back by that day on the 19th. And I was like, I'm coming back. You guys gonna have to I've already made my flight plan. So I kind of brought them back to the initial stage where they were supposed to treat me. So then at that point, I didn't have medicine for like 5 days. Now, as my body started swelling, and my face, the second day after steroids, my face was so swollen, my chin was so swollen, my eyes were so swollen. I was looking like a freak, and I was like, okay, what can I do? I'm sick, The people who met me was just like, okay, looking at me, and I was really looking strange. So when I got here, I got back, I ran my blood test, and the next day I went to the hospital. And that is now my day one, the footage you saw there. God, it was like, I was expecting, this is something they know, they've done it before, nothing is going to happen to me. I mean, that's what they told me. And, I had my prayers with me. I was all set, okay? So I know I got science, I got my God, okay? So I was very brave when I went. I was not thinking much. I was just like, now let's kick some cancer ass. We go kick this baby, we go kick it, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And my son was there, my Toto was there, they're like peppering me, we're gonna do this, we're gonna kick them ass. And my son is very funny, he looks just like me. Anyway, they gave me the medicines. So first they had to give me immunoglobulin, something, just something to kind of connect the medicine with my immune. So when the medicine started rolling in my body, it went like 15 minutes. They were saying like, you know, if someone can react with this, so if you feel anything at all, tell us. So after 15 minutes, I'll be like, the chemo is now going, and I'm like, I don't feel okay. I feel like my head is heavy, but I've been having this heavy head, so probably it's just my heavy head. So I'm still assuming. Punde si punde, I was feeling like I'm getting numb on my leg. I'm like, my leg is getting numb, but I don't know why. So I tell Baba Toto, kindly please massage for me. Just remove the socks, it's hot, just massage for me. After a while, I'm now getting cold, and I'm like, something is happening. What is happening? So after a while, I started, I feel like I was having some little bit, press on the breast, and I was like, no, this is, it's medicine. Let me just wait a little bit. And in a split second now, I had started having breast pain, like my breast is now, paining. And I told my nurse that now, I think I'm having some funny breast pains I've not had before, so this is now getting strange. And they knew what they were doing. After a little while like this, she was, pressing the clock, code blue, you call it code red, code blue, yeah, the acute lamp. And just around that time now, I started, cramping. It already had hit my heart. Now it's like my body was lost control. So this medicine, it was now running in my body. It chopped off the control between my head and downwards. So my brain was kind of working, but my body was not. My body was like, it got hit it's called sympathicus nerve system. The parasympathetic nerve system. So my body was just like, doing this thing, just nervous and not answering. Even if they tell me just relax, I'm like trying to relax. My body was just, the communication here was totally out, because everything here is connected to the head, and now the brain was not sending any signals. But I was like, oh God, I am dying. I knew I was dying, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to put my prayers. I was really trying to get my phone. I normally pray with this, spiritual fathers that I have. I have TB Joshua. I pray with Aflukau, but mostly when I'm really sick, I do TB Joshua. So I was like, they're looking for his healing prayers, deliverance, and my hand is so like nothing is happening. My ear is so shaky, I cannot even have an AirPod, and my body, it was just shaking, like going, oh my God, I was dying. And it was like code blue, and people were running and coming. The nurses, doctors, everybody was there, and me, I was just I was just helpless. Toto is outside there, my son is here holding me, giving me strength. Mama, you okay, fight this fight. Oh my God, I was dying. I was like, guys, I'm dying, just let me die. Before that, I was just talking with them, give them all the stories of the world, how I traveled to South Africa, and they were like, thinking that it's a joke. And I was like, guys, just listen to what I'm saying. Maybe you might have a story. I'm going to go through something here. I don't know, it could be spiritual, it could be, but I know my God is gonna have it. Hey, I was this close to dying. This medicine was killing me. Then it came with the cramp, and it had pain. My nerves were just, I knew I was dying. Everybody knew I was dying there. So they had to consult. It's like they've never had a situation like this, because I was expecting, now when I was reflecting later, I was like, if they've done this before, if someone has reacted like this before, they should have had some medicine prepared for me immediately, that when they do the acute LAM, they're gonna have to give me the medicine. But apparently, I was in this situation for almost 40-45 minutes, just shaking and uncontrollably, and my teeth are biting, and everything is biting. I cannot control, and I'm like not breathing, and things are just happening, and I'm like dying there, and my family is seeing me, I'm dying, but they didn't have a medicine. So like, I know I work in the medicine field there. In that case scenario, they did not know, they did not had this situation. So my situation was very different from what they've seen, just like I suspected. So my situation was kind of spiritual. That is what I know, because they were so sure they knew what they were doing. But now I get there, it got so spiritual for them, so that they did not know what to do anymore. They had to call doctors and consult doctors, and their head doctors and other doctors, Now they were consulting each other. This took them almost 40-45 minutes to get me medicine. Consulting. I was like, if they told me they knew this thing, how come there's no medicine to give? I'm like, rush up with the medicine. I'm really hurting. This is really killing me. I could even talk, because I could hear, but my body was uncontrollable, and I was really dying in pain, and my body is cramping, and I'm biting myself, and like, you guys, you have to do something, Eventually they came with the medicine, a combination of medicine that now could kill the pain and relax my muscles. Rocket science. 45 minutes. So I was like, okay. Now I was a learning patient. They were learning from me because they clearly did not have this, but they almost killed me. But anyway, God came through. They came up with the medicine that helped me and calmed me down, and we could now repeat the process again. Now when they started the process again from the, what do you call it, there's a machine you use to measure how much medicine goes in. Now we started afresh from where they started, as they kept escalating this thing slowly by slowly until we passed the point whereby I reacted so supernaturally. Then we passed and we kept on going. So here I am today, guys. But I thank God for my life, because really I was dying on that medicine and God stepped in. I was really praying with the man of God, praying with myself, even as much as my body was not in control, because my brain was still there. I could see myself dying, but I could not control my body. So I was just like, all I could do is just to pray to my God, and God is there. If you believe in God, if you put your faith in God, because I did believe in my God, I did put my faith in God. That's why I traveled down to South Africa to seek the face of God, and I knew my God was not going to leave me, and my God never left me. As much as I was going through that process, I think it was just God was fighting for me, the spiritual warfare, which of course he won for me, and the devil is ashamed, and I thank God for my life today. It was a very emotional part for my family. They were crying, they were seeing me just, I was just happy and talking and joking with them 1 second, and the next second I was this mother, and this someone they knew so well that was now dying on the deathbed in the hospital, just like that. My life just almost just passed in front of me, and I was like, God, where are you? And just like that, my God showed up. So guys, that was the emotional part. I got my chemotherapy, all those bags you saw there. I came back home, and now today is my day 3. So my day 2, when I came home, the problem I've been having is like I'm having cramp, like the chemotherapy is like the medicine is like stabbing my stomach. If I want to go to the loo, it's really stabbing me. It's like I've taken a lot of laxantia, so much that I cannot really, like, if you're going to the toilet, you're just crying. I'm just crying when my ear, mama. It does me in the morning, because I go to the loo in the morning, so it starts piercing me in the morning, and when I go, it just goes. Sometimes something comes off, sometimes it does, but it just keep on. So this medicine is going to, like, troubling my stomach. It's going to give me like nausea. I'm having those kind of feelings. Day 2, I was having a lot of energy. They gave me steroids when they were giving me that medicine. But today, day 3, as much as I took the steroids, it's just now I'm going down. I look so tired. I know, but my swelling has gone down, so that means that the medicine is working on me. I was really swollen, guys. I was like, you could just see, like, I was having some double here, and my eyes were, popping. So now I see my swelling is going on. The only thing I don't have now is I don't have energy, and it's really piercing. When I have to go to the toilet, I cannot eat. It's like I'm just full. It's maybe like I'm a pregnant woman. I have nausea, and I cannot eat. Like today, I've only eaten, we call it grot, just something like uji. That is what I took in the morning. So after that, I've not eaten anything because I'm just full all the time. I was just here in my kitchen here trying to fix things. I think I can eat, like right now. I wanna do me some, it's spinach that they've kind of minced. I want something light that I can just take, like a soup, and ugali, and maybe I'm grilling some chicken for me. And of course my family, they don't have to eat the same food I'm eating, because I'm eating a sick person's food. So that is what I want to prepare now for me. It's my day 3. I'll cover this up. I mean, guys, living with cancer is not easy, especially when when they tell you, you get the news, the breaking news that you have it. Apparently, when I look back, it's mostly that these guys could have found this thing early, because I started seeking the hospital 2-3 years ago, and nobody was, you know, finding this or seeing this. It was just like, I just said to God's love, you know, because they were not supposed to examine my stomach. They were just going to check my lungs to see if I still have bacteria in the lungs. But now, yeah, God made a way where there's no way, and they happened to check the whole of my abdomen, and when they saw my abdomen, they found those, you know, things there that are not supposed to be there. And that is when they started following up this, and that is when they found me, that I was having the cancer. So I just thank God for that. So it was a sickness, as much as I was very sick, but it was in disguise. So it helped me so that they could find this. Otherwise, they couldn't have known what I was suffering from until it was too late. As I know, it's definitely not too late for me. I'm still young, I'm viral, I'm vigilant. So this is something I can kick, you know. So, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to put up with the side effects that is gonna affect me. That's why you see I've cut my hair, in ready for the hair loss. A lot of things are going to happen to me. So when changes come, I will tell you which day I'm at, and let you guys know. So it's not easy living with cancer. I'm gonna keep fighting it, do what I can do. I'm not gonna stop my charity works that I'm doing. As much as I'm at home not working, I mean, there's always that little that you can help with, you know. So I'm all that stingy, so I got my people I'm helping, and yeah, that will not stop me. I intend to do what I'm supposed to do, leave everything in the hands of God, and everything's just gonna be fine with me. I'll see you. So this is your baby NikitaLove, living with cancer. Yeah, I'm gonna beat this. I hope so. I'm praying so. So I'm gonna do this for, you know, like up to the end of the year. They'll still be treating me. So like I said, it's aggressive, it's deadly if not treated. But if treated, I'm just gonna be fine. So I'm looking forward to be fine and up and about very soon, doing my travels, doing my cooking, doing my foundation, my videos, you know, doing all those things I'm gonna do. Yeah. Okay, enough for today. Let me not be so boring. I love you guys always. So I'm gonna come back with, you know, maybe next week after my, you know, after my next treatment, something like that. If I find something interesting, I'll get back to you. Okay? Cheers. I love you guys. See you in the next episode.